Hey guys, what's up? It's Wigwam, and today we're doing a preview on Children of Morta. But before we begin, I'd like to let you know this is just a preview, not a review. So if you showed up today to watch me tear a game a new asshole, you're gonna have to go back to my last review. Otherwise, we're just gonna be focusing on what we can expect from Children of Morta. Not a review. No new assholes. Same amount of assholes going in as going out. So a few months ago, I first came across Children of Morta when the developers of the game created these beautiful pixel art GIFs that they sent out to other indie developers asking them for the support of their game. They featured like art from The Binding of Isaac, which they sent to Ed McMillan and a couple of artists, but you'll just have to take my word for that because I can't find them anywhere. They are lost in the annals of Twitter. It took all of my will not to say the annals of Twitter. You're welcome. I've already talked about pixel art a lot on this channel because for a lot of indie games, it's a cornerstone of their development, and for some, it's a crutch. A lot of indie game developers use pixel art because they have limited time or budgets, and it can be a quick and easy form of animation. Basically, what I'm saying is, although it can be justified, it comes from a place of laziness. Children of Morta is the exception to that. It is the huge exception to that. There is nothing half-ass about any of the visuals in this game. I'm talking a brilliant use of color to define characters and build personality into the world. The developers here have used lighting and color in a way that would even make Da Vinci be like, damn, that's a pretty game. That's what Da Vinci sounded like. Historical fact. The house feels like a piece of living artwork, with the different rooms populated by all the Bergeson family members, each doing some simple task or pastime, making the house feel alive with energy.
During these long nights, Joey's attention to the firewood provides a constant warmth to the family.
Far too often we see cookie-cutter characters in indie games, a basic character with no personality, or multiple playable versions of one character's. A lot of games are guilty of this, including The Binding of Isaac, and I love that game, but what you get from Children of Morta is a diverse family with thought-out personalities, and this translates into actual gameplay as well. Right now there are 3 playable characters, and all are completely unique from each other. You have John, the Papa Bergeson, who fights with a sword and shield. The shield is essential to his combat, but it doesn't stop all damage. It reflects some of the damage back to the enemy and diminishes the damage you take. Luckily, health potions drop just enough to keep the game challenging without making it overly punishing. There's also Linda, the long-range archer and oldest daughter of John, and Kevin, the quick and agile younger son who uses daggers and stealth attacks. All of these characters have their own playstyles and techniques you have to learn. I find myself using the environment with each character in a different way. With the son, I was using tight hallways to force enemies into a single file, making the close quarters combat much easier. With the long range character, I was focusing on using environmental traps like exploding plants and gravity wells, together with long corridors and wide open spaces to get easier shots on enemies. Both playstyles worked, and I found the environment to be very adaptive for all the characters I was playing. This means I was able to focus on playing the characters I wanted to play, not forced to play characters based on which characters were good for the level. It all really just depends on how you want to play the game. It also made me extremely excited to play the other 6 characters because I want to know what unique play styles that the developers have created for them. It's rare that we get to see a roguelike with multiple characters where each character feels completely different from the other characters, and it is so refreshing. In addition to each character having their own unique playstyle, they all have 6 different unique stats which you can level up. You get 1 point per level you go up to distribute, so you can actually customize each character based on how you play them. For example, with the youngest son, I leveled up my ability to get critical hits and my spread attack, which made it easier for me to be as aggressive as possible because that's the way I wanted to play. You could, however, level up your stealth points instead if you like more precision attacks. Both would work, both are fine. This game's fucking awesome. As far as the rest of the gameplay goes, it's a blast. Enemies are fun and challenging, and there's a variety of badass enemies. Like any other roguelite, you get 1 item per floor, which acts as a power-up. The game is a story-driven roguelite, which means you're constantly given tasks, things to find in the mountain, places to go. It gives you a bit of purpose to each run-through, and since you're playing the same areas over and over, it encourages you to play all the characters available to you. And one of the best things is, the game, while being challenging, challenging. Often a lot of the things that you need to find can be found on the second floor out of 3, and once you pick them up, you don't necessarily have to finish to complete, so you can make progress without actually having to beat the level each time, which can be good because the game is very hard in the beginning before you get your characters leveled up. The gameplay is fun and it will have you totally addicted, but what's gonna really win you over is the storytelling in this game.
It began with the river. No person would dare drink from something so vile, but the animals, they were not as hesitant. Transformed by the black tar, the part that grounded them to this realm, their soul vanished to leave only a bloody, thirsty husk.
From a general perspective, it could have been really easy to make the Mountain family fights the evil monster shadows the most contrived bullshit ever. But damn it all if I wasn't won over almost immediately. I want to avoid any spoilers because ruining even a second of this game should be criminal. But I will say in the very beginning of the game, there is a moment involving a wolf cub and its mother that literally brought a tear to my eye. I'm a grown-ass man. You stay away from my feelings, Children of Morta. You stay away from them. The family, as I've mentioned, all feel like well-developed individuals, and you can seriously get lost just exploring the house between levels. The small asides you get between levels are honestly as compelling as the main storyline itself, making the Bergesons feel less like characters and more like a real family.
Never the ones to forget to have a little fun when given the chance.
And the narrator is so good. Take notes here, Moonhunter, because this is what a good narration is supposed to sound like. It fits the tone of the story so well, and the delivery is spot on. Dramatic when it needs to be, and always compelling. It's up there with Bastion levels of narration, and if you haven't played Bastion, stop this video, go play the entire game, come back to me, and understand that that is the best compliment I could possibly give a narration. As far as the story itself, we really don't know too much currently. There is some sort of corruption that has tainted the water supply and is turning the mountain creatures evil. It's pretty basic stuff currently, but that's probably because the developers are keeping the big secrets tucked away until the more final release. The end story will eventually involve more mountain gods, bosses to fight, deeper levels of the mountains to play through, and a whole lot more. Since none of that is out yet though, you'll have to come back for my review when the game is finally released. Wink wink, nudge nudge, subscribe. I'm subtly telling you to subscribe, but subtly. I can admit, going into this game, I had really high hopes for it, so I may be bringing some bias to the table here, but the way I choose to look at it, I had ridiculously high expectations for the game, and it completely exceeded all of them already. I am already in love with Children of Morta, and I'm honestly expecting it to be one of those game-changing indie gems that pretty much no one will play because it's not Call of Duty. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm off to go freeze myself until the final release. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below. I'll be checking when I thaw out. I will catch you guys next time. Bye-bye.
The lone Bergson, stunned, speechless. This was something more than a polluted river.